Hi guys, welcome to another episode of SCN. On today's show, it's good news, bad news. We're talking about how the big fleet operators can drive down the price of new cars. And to end off with, as always, we've got a couple of funny videos highlighting some of the worst taxi operators you've ever seen in your life. Now, on today's show, we are talking good news, bad news. We're talking bad news firstly if you're a new car buyer and you're buying specific cars, and I'll explain that in a little bit of detail. But good news if you're a used car buyer looking for the best buy you've ever had. Now, there's a new kid on the block, a big taxi operation company. I'm sure you know exactly who they are. These guys have taken the market by storm, and good luck to them. They've got a great service. The one spin-off of that, which might be a little bit negative, is if you've ever rented from these guys, or I should say if you've ever hailed a cab from these particular guys, you'll find very similar cars seem to come your way. Now, I've done a little bit of homework on this. I would have to hazard a guess that probably 80 to 90% of all the cars that are being operated by this particular company happen to be the same year, make, and model. Now, that doesn't seem like a bad thing. It probably doesn't bother you as you're sitting here thinking about it. But understand something. At some point, all of those cars are going to come onto the market for resale. Now, if you're a private consumer that's gone out and bought themselves a car very similar to theirs, understand something. In the next 36 months, I guarantee you, there will be thousands of these particular cars on the market. Now, that's going to negatively impact on the chances of you getting top dollar for your car. If you buy a car that the fleets tend to buy, you need to do your homework and you need to understand that car will depreciate far faster than any other normal car because of the numbers of these cars that will come back onto the market. And again, we're talking about supply and demand. The less you can find, the more the price seems to be. You end up paying a premium. The more cars there are on the market of a very similar year, mileage, model, and in some cases even color, the less the price is going to fetch. The reason being is supply and demand. So do yourself a favor. When you're out there buying yourself a new car, do a little bit of homework on all of the big car rental companies, and we know who the car rental companies are. Have a look and see what they've got in their fleets, and again, try and avoid them if you're buying a new car out of the box. The new private company we're talking about, the taxi operators, have a look at what cars they run and try and avoid buying those cars brand new out of the box. And again, some of the large fleet companies, some of the private companies that might run 1,000 or 2,000 cars, it's also worth bearing in mind that their cars too are going to come onto the market at a certain time and again, drive the price down. Now, having said that, the good news is this. If you're out there looking for a good used car at the right kind of money, these are exactly the kind of people you want to be following. So when these taxi operators dispose of their vehicles, when the car rental companies dispose of their vehicles, and when some of the big private fleets dispose of their vehicles, these are the cars you want to try and find. These are cars going to be typically anywhere from 18 to 36 months old. They're going to have a little bit of mileage on them, but they're going to be well-documented kilometers. So your chance to buy a good used car is right then. What's going to happen is thousands of these cars come on the market, and as I've said, the price will be very, very low. The only way to sell cars like this when you've got that many volume is on price. So if you're looking for a good used car, 3 years old, as I've said, follow the trends. Look at what cars these big operators are buying and wait. But again, I'm going to say it again, if you're looking to buy a new car, be very, very careful that you don't find yourself buying the same kind of car where thousands will be available in a very short space of time. Now, having said all of that and talking about taxi operators, let's have a look at some of the worst taxi operators you've ever seen. See what I mean? Some of the worst taxi operators you've ever seen in your life. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to smash that like button. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to click on the original videos on the links below. I've been Nick, it's been real, we'll see you soon.
Surf4Cars.
C-O-Z-A.